The other day, I was just scrolling on TikTok and I found your account and your videos. And I
Oh,
thought it was really interesting.
thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
so
it's really
much.
cool. Yeah, so you basically have lived in Ukraine for 9 years.
Yeah.
What have you done there?
I
All
came
those
to
years?
Ukraine in 2013 to study, basically. 9 years is enough time to find love for a country, you know? Because for me to stay this long, that means there's something I enjoy. That's why I'm still here.
Have you, over those 9 years, experienced anything bad, or have people mainly been nice to you?
Of course, I cannot say like 100%, like it's everywhere, even in the country where I came
Even in Norway, it is.
Yeah, you know, even I'm from Nigeria and I cannot say 100% everyone in Nigeria is good, you know, but I might say 80-20, you know. So like 80% of the people I've met are good people. So it's like I can balance it all because at the end of the day, it's like all over the world there's always a Judas, you know.
There are. I just think sometimes it might be a bit more in places where there's less people with another background. I know Eastern Europe, they haven't had the same like immigrant things, and like, you know, in Norway the Pakistanis came in 1950, so like it's they're
Exactly.
used to it now. Some places they aren't used to it.
Yeah.
But tell me, so you moved to Ukraine in 2013. What was the reason for moving?
I came to Ukraine basically to study.
What did you want to do?
I was at first I was studying linguistics. Yeah, I was learning languages, and now I'm studying international relations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Kharkiv have been your home
all these years.
Yeah. How can you describe the night when the war came? Because obviously Kharkiv was a bit targeted a bit later.
No, I think we were one of the major targets. I think, yeah, Kyiv, Kharkiv, basically the whole of Ukraine was a target. So it was like there was nowhere that was safe at the time the war began. So what I would say, as at the 24th of February, okay, let me start from the 23rd. I had a normal life. I went out, went to school, had a normal life like I would always do in Ukraine. And I went to bed. And I think between the hours of, let's say 4:30, 5 a.m., I heard it and it was like, okay, it's real. But at that point, I was not sure because it was still the early hours of the morning. So I had to come out like when it was about 7 a.m., it was a bit bright, and I came out and I saw it that, wow, the Russians are attacking us, and everyone was running. But at that point, I just felt like, I don't know what happened to me. I cannot explain, but it was just different from every other person. I could see people running. I could see basically my life was in danger, but I just felt something different, which was, I just felt Ukrainian for a bit. I forgot my nationality and I just felt Ukrainian. I was Ukrainian for a bit, and I think it just kept me going because I could see people running, but I could still see people standing by. I could still see brave people because at the end of the day, everyone cannot run. There were people who needed to pick people while they were running. There were people who need to give people food. There were people who need to take care of people who were running. And I just needed to pick a place, and I couldn't pick the place of running.
So when studying, you used to have lots of African friends at uni and stuff.
Exactly.
And what happened with them when the war broke out?
Actually, in the year 2020, I was awarded a digital influencer from a Paris-based award company, and I didn't understand what it meant to be a digital influencer until I had to use my platform in this war. I felt the influence when I used my platform. I know there was a lot of Africans who studied in Ukraine. They were in Ukraine, people who lived in Ukraine. So at that point, I just felt like, okay, maybe I should share how I'm feeling with other Africans, which was showing them that I'm a bit calm. I understand that we are panicking. The Russians, of course, are attacking us, and everyone cannot just be running because anything could go wrong in the place of why we were running. So I just, at that point, I used my platform to promote peace, basically, because that was what I was feeling. And as an influencer, I cannot influence people with a product I'm not using. You understand? So I was using the peace I was feeling, and I was preaching it basically with my platform. So I just tried my best. I understand that people could not, people were panicking. A lot of people cannot be brave as I was. So it was, it was fair enough, but I tried my best. And I'm glad that I can proudly say not all Africans left Ukraine. Maybe because of my influence, I don't know, but I believe not all Africans left Ukraine, because I'm in contact with a few people who are still in some cities trying to be safe.
But in Kharkiv, how do you say, is it Kharkiv?
Yeah, in Kharkiv.
Yeah, Kharkiv, that's how we say it.
Yes.
You're the only one.
Yeah.
That's
For
crazy.
now, it's been 9 months, I think, and I have not seen anyone. I have searched. A lot of people have contacted me, different cities, but in Kharkiv, I am the last female standing.
When the Russians were in control, how was it for you being there?
It wasn't as easy as much, because I was a bit affected. I don't know if you can see it. I have a scar here. Yeah, and my apartment was affected, and I had to stay safe at the end of the day, because I already had this mindset that, okay, I just need to be brave. In the beginning of the war, I was feeding the army, so I could see that, a lot of them were affected by it. So when I got affected, I just took the steps the soldiers were taking, which was not running. I still tried to stay safe, and thank God for the Ukrainian hospitality. They were quite nice. They took good care of me. Basically, I just had to stay safe.
But did you feel safe around them?
Of course I did. They were very nice. They took good care of me.
Yeah, I mean, safe around the Russians.
No, I didn't. But with the Ukrainians, I felt safe. I couldn't see the Russians. I could only see the Ukrainians. We only felt the effect of what the Russians were doing to us. I didn't really see them, but I could feel their effect. But I could see the Ukrainians. I could see their bravery. So that kept me going every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you were walking in the streets during when the Russians were in control over Kharkiv, how was it walking in the streets? Did they look at you? Did they recognize you?
It was quite scary. I would not lie, but I just believe in my bravery. So I kept going, seeing the damages they'd done, and a lot of effects that they had in my city, because my city was quite affected a lot. We had a lot of damages, like the missiles, the shellings. It was a lot. So walking out, and then we had to come out daily because I needed to shop, I needed to survive, I needed to get groceries. So I couldn't just hide under my shelter for too long. I need to come out and see what's going on in the city. So most times when I come out and see, it gets scary, but I just had to stay brave like Ukraine.
Exactly, I can imagine. But the day when the Ukrainians got the control back, how were you feeling?
I felt victorious. I felt really victorious. I sang the national anthem. I was so happy because I went on the street and I was like, finally, because I could see the flags coming back up, and it gave me so much peace, So It was like, finally, it was good to see the flags waving again. Yeah.
Do you reckon you're gonna stay in Ukraine for the rest of your life? Or?
I think so. After now, I think I'm gonna be here because the Russian Ukraine invasion has taught me a lot, and it has made me understand that the Ukrainians are different breeds. For them to be able to survive this for so long, I don't think there is nothing they can't survive, and I don't want to be in a place like this for the rest of my life.
That's what we think a lot about in Norway, is how Ukraine just became we are proud of our country, and we're gonna really every man, the doctor, the teacher, everyone was just we're gonna fight for our country. It's
exactly
great to see. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So now you're just do you do during your days now in Kharkiv?
Now we're still trying to stay safe because we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow because recently we be having issues with electricity. The power plant is being affected, so I'm still trying to stay safe. Like today, there was the blackout for about 3 to 4 hours. The early hours of the morning, so I was like,
and it's cold too, isn't it?
yeah, so it's like right now it's just still safety. The same measures we took in the early hours of the war is the same thing we're doing now, still trying to stay safe.
Do you have friends and stuff you can still meet up with and hang around with?
Actually, here in Kharkiv, everyone's left. Like every foreigner's left. So it's like the only thing I have now is just the Ukrainian flag.
Wow, so you're basically alone. No, every student, every person of color.
I have people around scattered in different cities. So it's like we communicate, we in a group, we check up on each other daily, and so we just give each other hope, and that's just how we've been going.
Yeah. And with your parents back home, aren't they worried?
They were worried at the early hours of the war, but I think looking at how I have handled it, they are trying to stay brave and starting to understand that okay, probably I can survive somehow.
And with like school now, that's you can't go to school. Is that
for now we study remotely. We just have Zoom classes and online classes, but I believe with time everything will get better.
And just like during those 9 years, did you used to study whilst working, or how did you used to make a living?
Just study. I was I was a student.
You get help
from my parents.
So you don't have to worry about like being without a house, and that's good.
Exactly.
Well, I think I have it. I'm gonna on you as one of the few black students staying there, and how you kind of become a patriot and feel Ukrainian now after
basically the only black female in Kharkiv right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy. You are so much stronger than me. Well, I have the thing is like you never know how you're gonna act when there's like I can't imagine because there's no war around me, so it's like very I'm not sure how I would act.
I never knew how I would act until the tax was upon me, and I just had to take it up.
Exactly. It's a good quality. You should be proud of yourself. It's good.
Thank you.
And as long as like your parents are safe back home, like if it would be something else, if my mom was in, let's say Norway got bombed and my mom was there, I would have to help her out. But then again, you only have to think about yourself.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, okay.
First of all, I must say it's my pleasure. I was really, really amazed when I saw your message, and I'm like, no way. I understand that, of course, probably I'm an inspiration to a few, but I never expected the recognition. So I'm really grateful and thankful. And trust me, I'm going to carry this on my head, just like the way I carry the Ukrainian flag.
Good. And just be proud. It's good that we have, I think my job, or hopefully what I try to do, is to reflect the world. And this is actually reflecting the world. You're black. That's one of your identities. You feel Ukrainian. You're the only black girl with not many friends around you, but you still feel safe and strong. And I think we need to tell different stories.
Wow, thank you. I'm really privileged. It's my honor to be featured on your platform. Really.
No worries. And hopefully no more attacks to Kharkiv.
Glory to Ukraine. Ukraine will win.
Hopefully.
Thank you so much.
The best. Thank you.
Ukraina.